Hey guys, welcome back. Derek here. We are here reacting to another episode of Outer Banks. This is season 1, episode 7. It's called Dead Calm. Before we jump into things, please consider leaving a like on the video and please consider subscribing. You guys have been awesome so far throughout this whole series, so thank you so much. But what happened last time on Outer Banks? So we started off with John B. kind of getting to know his new home a little bit, and the dad, Ward, Sarah's dad, came in and was like, yo, why you like maps so much? You looking for treasure? And he was like, no, I'm just a big fan of maps. And the dad was not, he was clearly like, no, you don't fool me, kid. And then he's trying to defend his relationship with Sarah throughout the whole thing. Barry, the drug dealer, he gets in an altercation with what is his name? Rafe. That's what his name is. He gets in an altercation with Rafe and burns his arm because Rafe didn't have his money. Rafe promised him like 2 days, 3 days that he'd have his money, and he didn't have it. So, when you make deals with drug dealers, that's what happens. And then the gang found out that the gold is potentially in this haunted house place where this old blind lady killed a man, apparently. They do some exploring, and they're pretty confident that it's down there. Topper comes and calls Sarah a slut because that's what douchebags do when they feel like they are jilted somehow, like he felt he had something that belonged to him taken away, which he's a d-bag and he's gross and an idiot. So he calls her a slut, and her dad hears and he's like, I'm gonna snap your neck real quick. He didn't, because his daughter was there. If his daughter wasn't there, he 100% would have killed him. The cops go to an island. They have more fights about whether Sarah can be part of the group, because Key, we hadn't found out yet what had happened between them, but Key is very much like, nah, she is not coming. What else? Rafe gets caught by Ward stealing a watch because he needs money. I don't know why he didn't just take the stacks of cash that from the, like he's already taking something from the safe, like presumably that his dad would notice is gone. Why wouldn't he just take the money and give it to Barry? Like, think with your head, Rafe. Come on. Maybe it was just so they could set up that clever little line where his dad's like, you checking the time? It's the only reason he didn't take the stacks of cash. So Key explains why she hates Sarah to Pope, and it's because when she was at her new school, the kook school, she didn't get in along with anyone. She didn't fit in, and then Sarah hung out with her, and they become best friends. And then she like completely ghosts her and didn't invite her to a party. So Key calls the cops, and then Sarah blames her for calling the cops, and everyone hates her, and it just kind of like ruins her whole schooling life, presumably. Pope is madly in love with her, but she just doesn't notice. What else? The cops find John's dad's glasses. So J-Bones' father had glasses, presumably. If he's alive, he's just walking around blind right now. But they found them on the beach, and they're making the connections. So they're kind of catching up to things. The police are figuring, John's dad's disappearance, the murder of the 2 mainlanders, all these different things, like the gold, all that, it's all fitting together. Ward goes and beats the frick out of Barry. Probably another guy he would have killed if his child did not enter the picture. And then he kicks his kid out. He kicks Rafe out. He's like, you're gone, son. I can't trust you. Get out of my friggin' house. top quality decision. I think Rafe has proven that he is not a good dude, and you know, he can't be trusted in the house when he's breaking into the safe to steal money. He's, you know, dealing drugs from there. You know, just a bad guy in general. Although that's probably going to cause him to incite more conflict with like JJ and the rest of the Pogues. It's either going to cause him to incite more conflict, or he might like see like what the other side lives like now that he's on his own, and he might soften up a bit, but I doubt that. Ooh, yeah, the boys set up Sarah and Key to hash things out, and they do. They're friends again. Hooray. That's fun because they get high and they talk about stuff. They sneak into the old lady's basement. Now, the way they went about this was so dumb. The motion sensor lights come on, and they feel the need that they have to somehow turn these off. Like, realistically, no. Like, unless you're going to be spending time out in her yard doing stuff in her yard, like, there's no reason to care that the motion sensor lights are on. You know, you shouldn't expect that that's necessarily going to wake someone up. I mean, it might, but they'll look outside and be like, oh, look, nothing's outside. And as long as you're quiet, they're not going to come check their own basement. So, yeah, it was unnecessary that they went inside other than to create some drama for the story. They put J-Bones down the well, and he finds some bones. J-Bones found some bones. And he's freaking out, just starts screaming like a moron. And that's what gets the old blind lady to get out of her bed and walk around the house with a pickaxe or whatever it was, the fire poker. And then she gets a shotgun because the girls freak out and super silent. All of them go down into the basement. You got what? If they played this like a stealth mission and they're just serious about it, they never would have had any issues. But he's freaking out, and then while they're pulling him up, some bricks crumble away, and he finds the secret tunnel. Cue the Avatar reference. Secret tunnel. And then yeah. So they find it, they get out, and he's showing them the gold, and they're hype as frick. And it's super dope, and yeah. So that's where we left off. I don't know what's going to happen next. Presumably they have to find a way to like get down there and get the rest of the gold, which theoretically should not be hard, unless this old lady's calling the cops and being like, hey, someone broke into my house and they were in the basement. You know, maybe the cops go down and they see this pulley system in the well. They might be like, hey, what's in the well? And then they'll find the gold, and then they're out of luck. But, you know, who knows? But, you know, I've been talking for a while. Let's just jump into this episode. Please leave a like on the video and please subscribe. Thank you.
$400 million. It's all there.
Okay. He's clearly just like, what? We're getting that gold. He's gonna murder everybody and take that gold. You know how much murder you could cover up with $400 million? All of it. Yeah, look at that. Look. That was the exact thought that went through his head. He's like, I could kill this kid, no problem. I'd have $400 million to cover it up.
Sweetie, I'm kidding, right? He's new to the family. I just want to take him fishing. Is that all right?
Okay.
Murder him in the bayou. Straight gonna kill him, chuck him overboard, come back. I don't know what happened. John B. dove overboard to get a fish and never came back. Yo, that boat though. Does gold melt that easily? What if it didn't? They're just like struggling hardcore to melt this gold.
I did I get this job anyway?
Because you're the best liar.
It's like a gross pancake of gold.
Afternoon, ma'am.
Afternoon.
How about them gold apples?
That ain't real.
That ain't real.
It ain't plated and it ain't painted.
Man, I'm telling you, this is as real as the day is long.
It looks like somebody tried to melt it down.
Yeah.
My mom.
In a minute.
Take your
Yo,
time, man.
7 pounds of gold. That's at least like $12.
Biggest gold nugget I have ever seen. Almost 7 pounds.
You mean 7 ounces?
Is that a Barry?
I mean 7 pounds.
Barry. Does this guy just work everywhere? He's a drug dealer. He owns the pawn shop. He's
I talked to my boss.
probably owns the movie theater.
And, 70. Half price. And,
What?
I don't ask questions about where you got this.
I mean, she's giving you 70K.
I'm gonna need that more.
Just like, no questions. I'd take that for your crappy melted gold.
I don't have that much denominator.
Cops out here?
God, are you kidding me?
What did we do?
Why are we getting pulled over?
It's not cops. That's 100% not cops. This is Barry and his friends.
Why don't I just go ahead and see them hands up in the air right now?
Yes.
All of y'all's hands up in
Barry.
the air right now. You out of the car, let's go.
Yeah, what kind of dummies stroll up in there with just a 7-pound thing of gold? Like, yeah, we want to pawn this. Ooh, Keith's throwing punches. Okay.
Let's go see where this son of a bitch lives.
What? No. You got your gold back, man.
Well, as thou hast stealeth from us, we shall stealeth from thee.
Yeah, they kind of got lost in translation.
An eye for an eye, John B.
Yeah, but he didn't steal from you. You got your stuff back.
I'm not scared.
What are you doing?
Yo, this is not smart.
If you keep going down this road, you're gonna end up just like your dad.
Ooh.
Aren't you tired of being messed with?
It's not the point, JJ.
Because I am.
So are you gonna leave the pancake of gold on
Sorry about that, y'all.
like his bed, or are you just stealing
This Barry guy's gonna
money?
find out. He's gonna.
We're sick of your shit.
Oh, my shit.
Yeah, your
Yes.
shit.
You're pulling guns on people's shit.
You acting like a freaking maniac. Go.
Oh, I took the fall for you, man. You know how much money
Yeah,
I owe
man,
because of
but-
you?
I'm gonna pay you back, and I didn't even ask you to do that.
I just did. Pay it back.
JJ, your friends are trying to hold like a low mini intervention right now,
JJ.
and you.
Let him go.
Why's your whole family thinking I'm just some bitch that they can shit on, man? The worst I gotta do is no. Okay. So then why is your little sister and her little surf rap friends running around stealing 25K out of my house?
Sarah Cameron, home invader. Now, you know how stupid.
Yo, how many times I gotta deal with you? That's 25K. What's up, country club? We're good. What's up? We're good. We're good. Stand down.
Diary, tired of the dark nights, got robbed by some kids. Wants to go into assisted living.
Yo.
Thank you, man.
Dude,
Or
she just handed you the lost treasure. She just put it in your face, son. Buy that house, get that treasure, bail. Screw them kids. I low-key want Ward to get the treasure. just the chaotic nature of that. Like, he buys that property, gets the gold, ditches his family, lives life as a bachelor. Oh, is this why he stole so much money? To give it to his dad?
I got the money.
Yeah, I'll believe that when I see it.
I think that sale's still on at Guffey's and Pecos. Practically giving them away. Dad, that's for the restitution. We're gonna tap out. Dad, Dad, Can you please just do the right thing for once, okay?
Dude.
I'm gonna take it south. I'm gonna triple it. Dad, you got something to say? After everything you've done, you gonna get into it?
Yeah. Beat him up. Kick the crap out of your dad. Dude's a scumbag. You have a gun.
If you waste my time.
Pistol whip that mofo. Why would you run straight back at him? Yo, pick up that that little metal thing right there. Ooh. Kid's got guts, man. What? That little wimpy little punch got him?
You gave me nothing! You gave us nothing but a shitty life! All you ever did was try and scare me! Well, guess what now?
Whoop! That's no. That's bad. No.
I ain't scared of you anymore.
Hit him one more time. Just not with the wrench. With your fist. Punch him one more time. I mean, it makes it a little more understandable that he stole that money because they got to pay for that boat, but dang, son.
Is it everything you've ever done?
Still a reckless decision. Super glad that he beat up his dad, though.
I'm not the one corrupting this girl from a prominent family.
From a prominent family?
I have no idea what's going on. I know you're still.
This could ruin her chance at Harvard.
You get her involved in
Or Yale.
I'm taking care of my own shit, okay?
No, you're not, dude. You're a coked out loser.
I'm gonna be running the show, Sarah, and you're gonna wish that you were nicer to me then.
Why don't you give me a save the date on that? Psycho.
Listen,
That looks like the church from season 7 of The Walking Dead. You know, if you watch The Walking Dead, you know what church I'm talking about. That straight up is that church.
Wow.
A man died there.
Cool, huh?
Is that you?
Yeah,
Wow.
I was 10.
JR, is that his dad? John Rutledge? Whatever it was?
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's so beautiful.
Pretty cool.
Why do I get the feeling
Enjoying life outside the bubble wrap.
I love it?
Yo, I'd like life inside the bubble wrap. If I'm honest. If I had the choice between the Pogue life and her life, I'm picking her life. She's straight loaded.
Hey.
No.
Sorry.
No.
You're moving a little too
I
quick,
start
John B.
feeling you. When I get to this point, usually with boys, I fail.
Will you
No.
marry me?
I haven't. Does that freak you out?
No, actually.
I mean, it's not like they're having.
Tourists from Cincinnati. And so we went back to our condo, and it lasted a total of 25 seconds.
Marathon.
Dang, dude.
And then you.
Endurance champion.
I feel like shit.
Understandable. And back to kissing they go. It feels kind of weird watching them kiss in the show because they're dating in real life. So it feels like you're watching like an actual look into their relationship, like watching two regular people on the street make out. You're like, that feels a little weird. Like when they're characters in a show, it's like normal for some reason, but now that you know they're actually dating, it's like, this feels
I know. It's gonna be fun.
awkward.
Me and JJ inside the well, and me up top.
What the hell?
did you do, JJ?
I got a jet going straight in my butt right now.
Y'all? How much does this cost?
With the generator, the petrol, and oh, hey, express delivery. Pretty much all of it, yeah.
All of it.
Yeah, all of
You
it.
spent all the money in one day.
Yeah, burned the whole ride through my pocket. But I mean, like, come on, guys, like, look at this. Finest
Dude.
jet-based massage therapy.
You just like beat your dad up because he wanted to spend it on bad stuff, and then you turn around and go and spend it on bad stuff. JJ needs to see a therapist, man.
That's right, I know. Disco mode, that's right, baby.
He needs to
Are you kidding me?
he needs to have a nice little cry.
Oh, I didn't do that. I got a hot tub for my friends. I got a hot tub for my friends. You know what? No, you know what? Screw friends. I got a hot tub for...
Who's gonna do it?
Her clothes are getting all wet, but that's okay. Pulp, get in the hot tub. Yes, good. He's gonna get this kid just absolute trashed and bring him out into the middle of nowhere and be like, alright, so here's the deal. I know that you're trying to get some gold. And then someone's gonna die.
I want to be real honest with you right
I have killed
now. I'm gonna ask you.
many people.
Okay. Yeah.
So be real. You looking for gold.
I told you to stop looking for the Royal Merchant Gold. You didn't. God damn it, you found it. I wish.
Yo, bro, he heard you talking. He's gonna kill you.
You played that way for a long time. I'm not gonna force your hand.
Ward's gonna straight murk you.
If it's on land, on somebody else's property, and they catch you trying to take it, that's theft. Jesus, son, we are talking a massive amount of gold, John. You're 16 years old. How are you going to transport that gold? How are you going to turn that into something that is in your bank account, something that you can spend? You see what I'm saying here?
This is where Ward comes
This is
in.
what I'm talking about, all right? The real truth, the hard truth is that, John, right now,
You need him. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna give all that gold to me, and I will give you a 30% cut.
let's do this together. We'll figure out an equitable split.
Yeah, equitable split where Ward takes $300 million.
I don't know what you're talking about. I know a submersible went missing from the salvage yard, right? I know that maybe that's how you got out of the water. If it's on the land, I know that you've been all around the aid recently, okay? I know maybe it's something to do with Redfield. I know that you asked for the map from Sarah, so I gave you the map from Tannehill. What did you just say? No, the map of Tannehill. What did you just say? The other thing.
Redfield. He knows that he has the compass. J-Bones, don't bring that up to him right now, man.
How do you know about Redfield?
Yeah,
Yes,
Ward.
You have my father's compass.
Redfield! You said Redfield, did you not?
J-Bones, this is not the
was
time
last
and place
message my father left before he
to
disappeared.
do this. You're in the middle of nowhere on this man's boat.
Don't fucking lie to me, Ward.
Dang, I'm super surprised that Ward did not do anything. Please tell me this man's is not just gonna let him walk away like this. Yeah, pull out that gun you got stashed. Murder this kid real quick. Yeah, Ward, get it. Get it, Ward. Just, I'm all about the chaos right now. Kill him. Kill him. Just like, you know how absolute crazy this would be? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Ward. Oh, episode's over. Dang it. I straight up. as much as I like J Bones, what he's tied for second place pretty much. The top 3 are all kind of tied. As much as I like him, I cannot understate how unbelievably like how much more I would like this show if Ward straight killed him. It would instantly go from like this story, like this like kind of a straightforward story that like there are some twists and turns you can probably expect, to Ward just fully embracing his murderous side and just murking all these teenagers. Ward's straight gonna just kill everybody. You see the look on that man's face? He's gonna kill him, or J-Bones is gonna kill him, and then he's gonna get like hunted down by the police or something. That's gonna complicate things with Sarah. She's gonna be like, dude, you murdered my dad. I don't think we can be in a relationship anymore. Or her dad's gonna kill him and be like, sorry, this teenager fell off my boat in the middle of nowhere. I don't know what happened. But the absolute audacity for J-Bones to think that he's gonna get out of that situation just like perfectly fine. First of all, like, you should have left it at, I don't know what you're talking about. Then you keep fishing. Maybe it's super awkward the whole time, but you keep fishing, then you go home, you're Gucci. Instead, he straight up confronts this man and insinuates that he had something to do with his father's disappearance. Like, a man who is a straight up murderer. Granted, J-Bones doesn't know he's a murderer, but still, this man, you confront him on his boat and insinuate that he either had something to do with your father's disappearance, or at least knows about it and is covering it up. How dumb can you be? Okay, yeah, let's talk about everything else in the episode. So, these teenagers are just chilling. They got, what, like three chunks of gold, and they're like, we can't pawn this with a wheat symbol on it, because who knows why. You know, authorities might ask questions about where you got this, so they're like, let's just melt it in this pot and turn this bad boy into a gross looking, just thick 7-pound pancake of gold. And, you know, these kids are like, awesome, we got it done. Now let's do this small piece style. Let's do this small piece style. Take it to the pawn shop. Granted, like, you take it to a pawn shop. Like, how dumb are you to stroll in with the biggest piece of gold this lady's ever seen in her life? Like, there's no way. You cannot see how this, you walking in here with that is like the outlier of all outliers. Like, this lady's, first of all, she like rightly assumes it's fake. And then when she finds out it's not fake, she straight up hits up her boss and is like, yo, this is not normal. And of course it's Barry. Who else would it be? This dude, drug dealer, straight up already has shown that he's willing to do bad things to people for money. He sends them out into the middle of nowhere. Kind of smart, actually. And they're stupid for going. Like, what do you think's gonna happen, man? He pulls a gun on them, though, and he's robbing them at gunpoint. And then, yeah, they defend themselves, beat him up, take their stuff back. And he is upset about that for some reason. Like, I feel like in that situation, they did kind of kick the crap out of him, but he's had a rough few days, man. He's yelling like, I'm gonna find you. Like, you just tried to rob them at gunpoint and they defended themselves and took their stuff back. Like, you deserved that, dude. And then JJ has the brilliant idea of you know how this man that has already proven that he's willing to rob us at gunpoint in the middle of nowhere, just screw us over, potentially shoot us. What would happen if we angered this man more and stole from him now? Like, you should be thankful that you got out of that situation. Your payback was beating him up a little bit and chucking his keys in the woods, leaving him there. Your payback is not take $25,000 from this man. Like, I know you wanted that restitution money, JJ, but like, holy frick. Rightfully, the rest of the gang is like, yo, dude, you need to chill. You're pulling guns on people. You know, you're participating in boat sinking, which, you know, that's jointly a Pope and JJ situation, not fully on one or the other person. And he you know, he's telling Pope, like, you should be okay with this. I went down for you. And Pope's rightfully like, yeah, I didn't ask you to do that. Like, I was willing to take the blame. Like, you don't get to just use that in this situation for me to be on your side. Like, I will pay you back for that. Yeah, Barry hits up Rafe and Topper, and he's like, yo, you need to get your sister in check. She just stole 30 grand from me, 25K. If you don't, I'm gonna murder your whole family. He didn't actually say that. Then Ward gets the business opportunity of a lifetime just handed to him by his wife. She's like, yeah, you can buy this property. He talks about later, if that gold is on land, which it is, that it's the property of that property owner. So that lady, the old lady, she hasn't sold her house yet. She is the cool owner of $440 million. She is rich as frick. And he could straight up buy her house. And then he's rich as frick. And he's not rightfully, he's understandably a little concerned with other things at the moment. JJ gives his dad the 25K, and immediately his dad's like, yeah, I'm gonna take this south to somewhere, like casinos or something. And he's like, I'm gonna triple it or do something with it. He's probably gonna buy lottery tickets. And then him and JJ straight throw down. JJ sucks at fighting. Granted, his dad is a grown man, but he kicks the piss out of him. And then somehow JJ gets a few good, like one weird good hit in. Like, it didn't look like it was a solid hit. The punch that knocked his dad off the porch, like, weirdly, it didn't look like a solid hit, but apparently it was. Then he gets on top of him, beats the crap out of him, almost hits him with a wrench, but he's like, I'm not afraid of you anymore. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite him. J-Bones and Sarah get confronted by Rafe and Topper. And Rafe he's just this coked up idiot. He's like, I'm gonna be in charge. You're gonna wish you were nicer to me. Like, he had a weird, almost like southern accent when he said that. This dude's a straight crackhead, and he's gonna get himself in trouble. J-Bones takes Sarah to the church from The Walking Dead and is like, this is my secret spot that I went with my dad. Check out this view. Have you ever had sex before? And she's like, no, I haven't. Usually I bail. I might bail now. And he's like, all right, we can wait. Let's just make out. And it's like, okay. Kind of awkward. Like, I mean, it is a show. And normally when you see people on shows make out, it's like totally fine. You're like, whatever. It's two random people making out. I don't know them. But now that I like know that they're actually dating, it almost feels like a look inside their actual relationship. And it feels kind of weird. I don't know. Yeah. So they're making out in the bell tower. Blah blah blah. what else happens? Ooh, JJ in his hot tub. This man's, after he just beat up his dad for wanting to waste that money, he then, in turn, wastes that money. He buys a hot tub, he buys all these fancy lights, some champagne. I have a hard time believing that all that cost 20 grand, 25K. Like, there's no way that cost that much money. But he's like drunk off his butt, just like, this man, you need to just like, you need to have a breakdown, like you know, like when people are just going so hard and reckless and stuff, and they finally hit that point where they've almost hit rock bottom, and they just have to cry it out and readjust their life. And like, he needs to have a come to Jesus moment, not necessarily like actually coming to Jesus, but like, you know what I mean? Do you know what that phrase means? Am I the only one that knows what that phrase means? But that moment where he kind of just has to reevaluate the way he thinks about things and what he's going to be like going forward. He needs to talk to a therapist and be like, my dad beats the piss out of me all the time. Like, as soon as they get money, I mean, he could have spent that $25K on a therapist. His life would be so much better if he would have taken that money and started meeting with a therapist once a week. All these kids need, like, especially J-Bones and JJ, they need to take their mental health seriously and talk to a therapist, because they got some real issues going on. And, you know, as long as they don't bring up the fact that they have committed numerous crimes, they're good to go. They can pretty much talk about anything. As long as they aren't, like, about to do another crime. I think the therapist has to keep things, like, confidential. He eventually does have a little crying session with Key and Pope. Pope took a little too long to get in that hot tub, but, you know, it was a nice moment where he just has, like, a little mini breakdown in the hot tub, and they all hug, and it's cute and sad and depressing, and he's got bruises all over his body, and they feel so bad for him. I feel bad for him. But I think it's possible to feel bad for JJ and want good things for him, but also be honest and upfront about how the fact he needs to switch some things around in terms of how he goes about his life. Oh, yeah. And then, yeah, J-Bones goes fishing with the murder lord of this town. And it's sketchy as a viewer, because you know this man's has killed people. And he straight up is like, "Hey, man, I know you found this gold. There are tons of logistic obstacles that you're going to run into right now. As a rich person who has vast experience with dealing with money, I can help you deal with that, as long as you give me a cut of the money." Now, something tells me, like, he would probably ask for a lot of it. He'd be like, "I want half that money, because if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be able to get any of this money." So he could be like, "I am rightfully due most of it. You guys can have $100 million to split between you. I'll take the remaining 340. And JJ or J-Bones is like, I don't know what you're talking about." And Ward decides that he's going to elaborate. He's like, I know about the map. I know about Redfield. I know about whatever. And J-Bones, you freaking moron. What an absolute dummy. Like, within the context that we know Ward is a murderer, you straight up confront this man and are like, "Hey, what the frick did you just say about Redfield? Do you know something about my dad? I know you know something about my dad. Now we're leaving and going home." In that moment, if you are Ward, you're like, picture that you are a man who has already proven 100% willing to kill people, 100% willing to hire people to potentially kill people. And this freaking 16-year-old punk just, it basically insinuated that he's gonna go to the police about a missing person that you may or may not have had something to do with. You're in the middle of nowhere. You got a nice hook thing. You gonna kill this kid. This kid's gonna die. And you can maybe explain to your daughter that he fell overboard or something. Probably, you're rich. Super easy to cover that up. You could kill every one of these kids as long as you get that money. Because you know how many murders you can cover up with $400+ million? All of them. It doesn't matter how many people you kill, who you kill, when you kill them, where you kill them. You got 400 mil, you can buy off everybody. You know that went through his head too. He's sitting there like, well, I'm gonna murder this child now. And then you see him climbing that ladder with the hook, and you see his face. That guy's ready to kill people. Ward's a straight killer, and I'm here for it. Like, I love J-Bones, but if he was murdered, like next episode, Ward kills him off the bat, like straight away, just murders this child. I cannot emphasize how much I would love it. Like, if they just fully leaned into the chaos, that would be absolutely brilliant. Please, please, please. Like realistically, don't kill this kid, because he's the main character and that would suck. But Ward, kill this kid. This little punk this little piece of butt just straight up tried to confront you to your face and say that he's gonna bring you down. No, man. You a straight boss. You are an educated man. You have worked your whole life. You're not about to let this kid take all that away from you. You kill this kid with your fancy hook and you throw him overboard. Ward's the new main character of this show. You know, if your name's Ward, you're gonna be a bad dude. Like, first of all, just a pretentious D-bag name to begin with, but also Ward from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. You know, if a character is named Ward, he's a straight killer. Ward's my new favorite character, just for the last 3 minutes of this episode. I want him to go on a murderous rampage, get all the money, and just get away with it. Do you know how sad, like, it would straight up, it would be a total bummer to see all these kids die. Like, but I've only known them for what, 6-7 episodes now. If he killed all of them, that would be brilliant. the absolute cojones it would take for the showrunners and the writers of this show to straight up just murder their main cast. 7 episodes in to the first season. There's gonna be a season 2. You kill off all these kids. Remaining 3 episodes is either murdering the rest of them or just trying to cover it up. And then season 2 is just all about Ward living his life. That would be the weirdest, most chaotic thing, and I would love it. You know, I would still enjoy this show if they get all the kids get all the money, and then season 2, whatever happens in that. But I want these kids to get killed by Ward. All right, I'll move on from that point. I think we can all agree that J-Bones made a dumb decision confronting him. And next episode, things could happen. You know, they're either gonna, I don't know how he plays this off as like, oh no man, I was just coming up with this hook to say sorry. I apologize. Let's go home. Act like this never happened. Like, there's gonna be a confrontation, right? There's no way they just get out of this situation scot-free. I don't know, man. It's gonna be a wild the end of this episode was wild. The end of this season is gonna be wild. We got 8, 9, and 10 left. 3 episodes. Holy balls. Ward is he's entering supervillain territory, man. I love it. Oh man. I think that's all my thoughts though. Let me know down below what you guys thought of this episode. Do you want Ward to kill all of them like me? Because that would be incredible if they had the balls to do that. Love it. What did you think about the rest of the episode? What do you think is going to happen next if you haven't seen it? If you have seen it, don't answer that question. Yeah, leave a like on the video. That means a ton. Subscribe if you want to see more. That means even more than a like. But yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. I'm trying to get these out in a timely fashion, but I did go back to work, and this is still just a hobby, so please try and be patient. Yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.